Blessings, peace, and love to my folks out there. Much love on the West Coast, man. I'm missing you all, man. I just came on, you know what I mean, to talk for a few minutes, man. You know what I mean? Not for a few minutes, but my folks know me, man. I was raised with a man. And you notice, I'm talking different, man. I'm walking different, man. I'm acting different, man. You know what I'm saying? And the reason for that is that I've been set free from religion, man. I thank God. Religion keeps you bound, man. And I say that because, the word says, in all thy getting, get an understanding. And I've come to understand that the highest form of understanding is truth. That's why the word says, then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. You know what I'm saying? And free from religion. That's what it is, man. It's blind faith. You know what I mean? The scripture talks about, you know what I mean, the blind leading the blind into a ditch. It's blind faith. These individuals tell you, you know what I'm saying? You ask them certain questions and, they can't answer these questions. And what happens in relation to these matters is a term that they use today. It's called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance. And what it is when an individual is in conflict with themselves. For example, I studied the word, when I originally came into the church, man. They told me about this tongue thing. And I studied my word in detail. And then the tongue thing, I wasn't in opposition to the tongue thing, but I used to speak out against it in relation to the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? I never was conflicted in regards of what I knew. I wasn't conflicted, but I would question, the theology. I would question the doctrine, and people didn't like the fact that I questioned it. And people don't understand these days that they're dealing with cognitive dissonance, man. People are in conflict with themselves. You know what I mean? Like I said, the highest form of understanding is truth, and people are literally lying to themselves, man. People are being led astray. Religion leads people astray. So I thank God, that I went through the process and I got some understanding in it. In that I maintained friendship. I didn't get church hurt. I didn't disrespect nobody. I didn't act no type of way towards people because I was raised. You know what I mean? My cousin Darcel posted the other day, my grandma Wilby Booker. My great-grandma Wilby Booker, my grandma Louise Brown, my auntie Lorraine Taylor, and herself. And she talked about the generations and how God has sustained us throughout these many generations. So we know God, from an individual standpoint. And once you understand and know God from an individual standpoint, you don't have to be subjected to religion. That's the thing about it, man. Religion, those Pharisees in those days, they were very religious people. When we have the Pharisees of these days, they are very religious people, and they are walking in blind faith, and they're deceiving the people. The word says, then you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. I'm free. My ministry is my marriage, man. I know my purpose. To raise my daughter and make sure my family is straight. Not up in somebody's church house, man. You know what I mean? All day, every day, man. For 7 years, I was off Thursdays and Sundays, man. And when I was off, I would be going to Bible study and church on Sunday, man. I very rarely made time for my family. I was pulling my family into that. And my wife, as loving as she is, and my daughter, they follow. You know what I mean? And I didn't lead them down a path of destruction. We all went through the process and learned how to live, learn, and grow in God. And we've come to this point of maturity, man, to where we're spiritually compatible now. We're more spiritually compatible now than we were when we were in the church. My ministry is broadened, and I feel great. To God be the glory. I'm free. Keep your head up. Stay focused.